This episode of Run It Back Philly is brought to you by Factor Meals. Factor Meals is a food delivery service that delivers to fresh, cooked, never frozen meals to your door for as little as $11 a meal. Get your diet together, get your life together, live a better life. Go to factormeals.com/runitback50 for 50% off your first box. Run It Back Nation, what is good? I got to give my opinion on some things. Now listen, while I'm up here, if I'm scratching and itching, I got sunburnt over the weekend, and I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. It itches like crazy. But I wanted to give my opinion on this stuff anyway. So the Celtics trade for Kristaps Porzingis, and it was a bit of a debacle last night. It was actually pretty entertaining to follow along on Twitter. We'll try to break it down here for a minute. First, Woj breaks the news that the Celtics are working on a trade to acquire the Wizards' Kristaps Porzingis in a 3-team deal that sends Malcolm Brogdon to the Clippers. Then that comes out as the 3-team talks on Porzingis and Brogdon deal with the Celtics, Wizards, and Clippers have fallen apart. Okay, we're sitting here like, what is going on? Then you find out this. The Boston Celtics tried to trade Malcolm Brogdon while injured. The Clippers were like, yeah, no, bro, we're not, you know what I mean? We're not doing this. What do you mean? We don't, and here's a quote from Brian Windhorst. Brogdon has a health issue that, as I understand, is so significant that not only can the Celtics not do this trade, there's probably no Malcolm Brogdon trade that they can do in the short term, but he doesn't tell us what the injury is. That's kind of odd and interesting. He just played in the playoffs. He killed the Sixers. I'm not sure what his injury is. Maybe you guys know. Let me know in the comments. Then they rework another trade with some more teams, and it comes out the Boston Celtics are finalizing a deal to acquire the Washington Wizards' Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis is opting into a $36 million contract and getting his trade to the Celtics, so an opt-in sign-in trade. Washington is completing a 3-way deal with Boston and Memphis that will send guard Tyus Jones to the Wizards, sources tell ESPN. Then you find out the Grizzlies are sending a 2023 and 2024 first-round pick to the Celtics. Grizzlies are sending number 25 on Thursday night and 2024 pick via Golden State for Marcus Smart. So in all of that, Brad Stevens landed Kristaps Porzingis and 2 first-round picks for Marcus Smart. NBA Central says insane haul. So really all of that is the Celtics knew they had to shake up their roster a little bit. They've been, dominant in the Eastern Conference for a couple of years, but it's been redundant. It's been kind of the same thing for a couple of years, and they haven't really gotten over the hump. They got to the NBA Finals 2 years ago and lost. They failed to get to the Finals this year, losing to the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. But so they decide they need to shake up the roster. Landing Kristaps Porzingis is the way that they end up doing that, and I just find that to be interesting. Did the Celtics get better by adding Kristaps Porzingis and trading Marcus Smart? I personally think this. I think that Marcus Smart is a lot more valuable to the Boston Celtics and to what the Boston Celtics have done the past couple of years than everybody is realizing. His tenacity, his hard-nosed defense, just the attitude and energy that he brings to a court. Yeah, I hate the guy flopping left and right and things like that, trying to win playoff games by flopping on screens, and he pisses me off. But he's a guy that you hate when you're playing against him. You would love to have him on your team. But I think Marcus Smart has a lot more value than anybody's really giving them credit for. Obviously, the Memphis Grizzlies know this because they gave up 2 first-round picks for him. The Grizzlies have been looking for a veteran playoff type of guy that can bring some order, some presence, some leadership to a team full of young guys. So it makes sense for the Grizzlies giving up 2 first-round picks for Marcus Smart. Obviously, the Memphis Grizzlies are looking at it like maybe a guy like this will, get us over the hump. The Memphis Grizzlies were very immature last year, acting like they were the best team in the league and then getting bounced early. and the Dylan Brooks stuff and all just a lot of immaturity. Obviously, the John Morant stuff a lot of maturity issues over there in Memphis. So I think it's a great move for Memphis to land Marcus Smart. Yeah, they give up 2 first-round picks. I don't think the Celtics got much better. That's the main thing I want to say in this video. I don't think the Celtics got much better by making this move. I think the Boston Celtics' main issue is the redundancy of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think they have 2 very good wing players who play basically the same position. And when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the biggest games, you see it. It doesn't really look like they work together. They don't even really look like they're playing on the same team a lot of the times. It just looks like they're taking turns. It just looks like, okay, Jason Tatum's turn, now it's Jaylen Brown's turn. I've been saying this about the Celtics for a couple of years, and really I think what alleviated that issue the most was having a point guard on the floor that really brings order and direction to the half-court offense. Now they trade the point guard that I believe brought the alleviation to the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown kind of clashing issue, and they bring in Kristaps Porzingis. So I don't think you helped your main issue. You added a player, that is 7'3", is a shooter, is a stretch 5, is a good defender, definitely a good help side defender. But I honestly don't think it makes the Celtics better. The defensive side of the ball, you put Kristaps Porzingis in there with Al Horford and Robert Williams. That definitely boosts their interior defense yet again. They already had a good interior defense and already did a good job of, slowing down guys like Joel Embiid. But I really don't ultimately think this makes the Celtics better. I think losing Marcus Smart hurts them more than adding Kristaps Porzingis helps them. Not to mention, Kristaps Porzingis in his NBA career has played over 60 games 3 times. Rookie season, 72 games. Second season, 66. I mean, then it was just injury after injury after injury with this guy. So they're taking a risk, on a guy that's been riddled with injury his whole career at 7'3". This is the reason I say stay away from Victor Wembanyama. People are calling me crazy. I said stay away from Chet Holmgren. I'm getting to the point where I'm not interested in a guy that's 7'5", bro. 48, 57, 43, 34. He got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, played 57, 43, and 34 games. This 3 years right here was supposed to be the Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis tandem that takes over the NBA. And Porzingis was injured every single season. Then he gets traded to Washington and plays 17 games. Now, he played 65 last year and he sat out the last 12 games, so that's another 77. So he's had his healthiest season of his career basically last year, I believe, in Washington. But I think you're taking a big risk. I could see the Kristaps Porzingis being injured again and the Boston Celtics basically being left with nothing and losing Marcus Smart. So I personally don't think it makes much sense. And I think Marcus Smart, you can't just look at points per games and things like that, man. When it comes down to the playoffs, this guy really steps it up. And when it comes down to the playoffs and the games, get intense, this guy really steps it up. And in Game 6 against the Sixers, where the Celtics really put us away when we were up by 4, we were up, what were we up with 4 minutes? Like we're winning the game with 4 minutes left. And the Celtics end up winning that game and then end up blowing us out in Game 7. Marcus Smart drops 22 points in that Game 6. Look at these numbers in these playoffs. 40% from 3, 40% from 3, 37, 33. Where's the steals at? Steals 2, 3, blocks. You know what I mean? I just look at the plus 31 in Game 7, plus 18 in Game 6. Game 2 and 3 is a plus 17, plus 18. I just think Marcus Smart has some value that the Celtics are, not realizing, and I really, really don't think adding Kristaps Porzingis and losing Marcus Smart really got them any further than they were last year. Now, are the Sixers going to do anything? Because other teams are out here making moves. Other teams are at least trying. This is the thing. The Celtics see themselves being stagnant. Okay, we've done this now for 2 or 3 years. We need to shake things up for next season. Because they want to win. They know that they can't win unless they shake something up, unless they change something up. The Philadelphia 76ers are on the verge of coming back with the same goddamn team. James Harden, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. Daryl Morey's overvaluing Tobias Harris. They're saying they're not going to trade him unless there's some kind of crazy offer. So here's the 76ers, who seemingly don't give a shit about winning. They hire a new coach, and they're just going to use that as enough to bring the fans back. Just hire a new coach, and we'll sell tickets so Josh Harris's profits can continue to go up. But the Sixers are sitting back watching other teams improve their rosters, watching other teams at least attempt to change something because it didn't work the past 2 or 3 seasons. And the 76ers sit here and stay the same once again. It's going to get to the point where the fans stop watching this bullshit, man. It really is. Daryl Morey, wake the fuck up. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of watching it. Everybody's tired of watching it. Nobody's excited about the 76ers anymore, bro. Nobody's excited. Nobody's excited. You're falling behind. You got to get younger, more athletic. They're looking at bringing back George Niang. Are you kidding me? The PJ Tucker, George Niang, Tobias Harris, James Harden. All these guys are slow and can't jump. Give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments, man. I'm out of here.